Oh man, I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad friend.
This is my friend Bill. This is my other friend Will. And this morning, I've talked these two into riding this, the Dirtbag Century, a 100-mile course through the hills and gravel of central Minnesota, made popular by the annual race of the same name that takes place out of Clearwater every fall. They say misery loves company, and there's no two people I enjoy suffering with more than Bill and Will. You all ready for the grand depart?
You got the fireworks queued up?
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew.
I do have some. No.
We head out into the early morning darkness, and only 5 minutes in, our trio is already engaged in the deep, stimulating conversations that our rides have become known for. Everything come out okay, Will? Did you find those flushable wipes you like under the sink? What I like about that tire rubbing is it sets a nice cadence.
It reminds me of the foot stomping in Oppenheimer.
Yes, I don't know what you're talking about. Foot stomping?
Like when you go to the swimming pool and jump in the hot tub for a little while.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, well, that's nice too. Oh, that's good.
Just outside of St. Augusta, we picked up the actual Dirtbag route, and a little over an hour into the ride, we pedal into the Clearwater Quick Trip for a coffee, a donut, and an early morning dance party. With fresh beats in our hearts and our bellies full of caffeine and carbohydrates, we headed out of Clearwater, and as the sun began to rise, we hit our first long stretch of the amazing central Minnesota gravel that this area is known for. As the sun came out, we were able to realize some of the unique photo opportunities that the Dirtbag has to offer, such as a hobbit hole, a ridiculously large set of table and chairs, and an old satellite dish that had found a second career as an ambassador of happiness. Something I think we could all use just a little bit more of these days. With the rising sun came warmer temps, and just outside of Silver Creek, we pulled over to discuss some of the nuances of layer management.
I got sweaty and then I just stayed cold. All right, let's go down a glove layer too. Are you going down a glove layer?
In retrospect, we probably should have acknowledged Will's vulnerable moment. Note to future self, if your friend tells you they are sweaty and cold, the least you can do is tell them, that sucks. After successfully devaluing Will's feelings, we ventured on until Bill had a moment of his own with some of the more aggressive local flora. What's on your mind?
Well, I just really want to go touch the lilac bushes.
Really?
Yeah, badly.
Bill, looks like that's against the rules.
It's a good thing they said so.
How about these lilacs over here, maybe? You could touch...
No, those?
No.
Are those
Nope,
good?
those are also...
Punishable.
Yeah. Roughly a half hour after our interaction with the antisocial lilacs, we pulled over for some life maintenance. A little over 40 miles into the ride, pulled in at this little, what is it, a wildlife preservation area thing. It was public land. It was a place I didn't feel guilty peeing on. Things are looking up. At another hour, we should be about halfway through this thing. It was during the stop where I started laying the foundations for what would come to be known as the Maple Lake Affair. You see, I told my companions that halfway through the ride was a stop in Maple Lake, where we could refuel on snacks and necessary fluids. As I came to realize, my statements weren't entirely true. Although my friends are by nature forgiving and understanding, their patience was about to be seriously tested by both an increasingly strong headwind and some of the bigger hills that Dirtbag has to offer.
That looks like something.
As I began to realize that morale was starting to wane, I tried my best to offer words of encouragement to my companions. So you just pedal, and then you pedal a little more, and then you pedal a little bit more. And it's no big whoop, and then eventually you're at the top of the hill. I think the camera adequately captures how much time slowed down on this hill. But forever the optimist, I continued with my self-serving campaign of encouragement.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was about to get worse. You see, here's where the Dirtbag 100 gets aggressively deceptive. As we pulled off the gravel and onto Highway 55, we were within eyeshot of the Maple Lake Water Tower and the promise of snacks, energy drinks, and flush toilets. Sadly, that's not how this story goes. The route took a hard left, literally and figuratively. After meandering through the countryside for 16 miles, there was another ray of hope, where Will said, "Oh, I know where we are. Maple Lake is right there." But then the dirtbag hit us with another solid shot to the stones, and with it, for me, a moment of self-awareness.
At mile 69.18, and I just took my last swig of water, so I am sincerely hoping that Maple Lake is up here as I promised. Oh man, I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad friend.
As I fought my way back from the precipice of self-loathing, I realized I had gotten a bit too far ahead of my friends, so I pulled over to regroup.
It's a sledgehammer.
How you feeling?
I don't know what's worse than hell.
I think Bill just, did he lay it down or?
I didn't realize until I was editing this video that I had in fact captured the moment that the headwind and some loose gravel had joined forces to take Bill out.
Yeah.
Should have just stayed there.
How you feeling?
Oh, stuffed up.
I think we're close to society, yeah.
And that's what it looks like when a good friend loses confidence in you. Giving Bill some alone time, I decided to test the waters of my relationship status with Will.
Well, you're still looking dead sexy. I think it's the pants or the fender. And I'll be honest, man, when that front one starts rattling, I get a little tingly. Yeah.
You sure it's not the Patagonia vest, which is the right amount of East Coast money and West Coast swagger?
Now tell me more. How you feeling about the ride?
Feeling like it's moment by moment. You'll hit one hill and it'll be like detrimental to your ego, and then you'll hit the next one and you'll just cruise right up it. There's no rhyme or reason.
Do you feel like your beard adds any watts?
I do.
I decided to hold back and let Bill and Will set the pace for a bit. When they got to Highway 55, they instinctively took a right as Maple Lake was again right there. When I let them know that that wasn't the route and that we were taking a back door into town, Bill said, "Whatever EB wants." It was here that I realized that I had become Captain Ahab and the dirtbag was my white whale. Still, I mean, the route is what the route is.
So, we're coming into Maple Lake. I think I got a mutiny on my hands, possibly. But right now all I can think about is going full Walking Dead on some Cheez-Its and slamming this Monster Loco that I have in my pannier. And then, God, I gotta get some Gatorade. I'm out of water. We're all out of water. But it's nice out. I just pulled into a tailwind, so things are maybe looking up a little bit. I don't know. This is gonna get long, and I think there's probably a 60% possibility. I think there's a 60% possibility that I finish this thing alone. And then my wife texted me and said I've got a meeting with our tax lady at 6. So it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Super, super cool.
We did eventually make it to Maple Lake, and I was able to procure my Cheez-Its and Gatorade. We found a picnic table behind an adjacent car wash, and I was kind of hoping that Bill's Pizza and Will's vegan chicken sandwich would rejuvenate the fellowship, but instead, we had a talk.
Okay, gentlemen, are you sure?
I gotta go. Same. It's been real.
Okay, are we all still friends here?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Y'all not gonna talk about me when I'm caught, are you?
Like a Yelp review, probably like 3.5.
All right. Okay, I'm pressing forward. I appreciate you guys.
All right.
With the wind at my back, most of the climbing behind me, and now unencumbered by the bonds of friendship, I started reflecting on why this ride was so important to me. You see, I'd come to the Dirtbag through John Egbers, local cycling legend and race organizer. John worked part-time in retirement at our local bike shop, Revolution Cycle and Ski. I believe it was fall of 2016 when, fat and out of shape, I was in picking up some part for my bike, and John told me about his love of gravel riding and the upcoming race he was organizing, and that I should definitely try it. That year, I rode the 50-mile course on my fat bike, and remember being in awe of those who were finishing the 100 in not much more time than I had finished the 50. That race, that course, ignited a spark that smoldered for a few years and finally caught fire in the last couple. I've literally become the best version of myself on these dusty rural roads of central Minnesota, and I can trace all of that back to that catalyzing moment with John Egbers. John was 64 years old in July of 2018, living his best life in the Trans Am bike race, when he was struck and killed by a distracted driver in Kansas. I wish I'd known you better, John. I'm finishing stronger because of you.
That's 100.
Heading to the home stretch and grateful for the flatter roads and steady tailwind, I started thinking about other things I was thankful for. Having such close access to these healing rural roads, for the health and fitness to be able to enjoy them, and for a couple of really good friends who support me and are willing to follow me on a couple of crazy adventures from time to time. Love you guys. When all was said and done, I'd put in over 114 miles and climbed 5,600 feet. Still made it home in time to shower, crush some leftover chicken, and make it to my tax meeting on time. Thanks so much for taking the time to let me share another one of my adventures. If you or somebody you know need some support or help getting healthier, or you just want to know more about the Finish Stronger project, drop me a comment. I'd love to chat. Until next time, love yourself, be kind to others, and no matter where you're starting from, you can finish stronger.